two words, resume and CV, different words, but purpose is almost same. Now, resume and CV, as I told you, purpose is same. This we send to an employer for getting job, but CV is Latin. CV is Latin word. Now C stands for CV is Latin word. That means course of life. Course of life means CV covers your whole course of life. Where resume is in contrast. Resume is a French word for summary. Means resume covers your summary of life. That is shorter than CV. So here our focus is mainly on resume. Now, what is resume? It's a personal and professional summary of your background and qualifications. As I told you, resume is a French word that means summary of your that means summary. So that's why here in this slide you can see that it's a personal and professional summary of your background and qualification. Now summary tells us about your background and qualifications, both things. It is usually includes information about your education, career, objectives, work experience, activities, awards, or honors, and any other special skills you might have. Essentially, it is your passport to secure a great job. So it's just like a passport. As you make a passport and get the visa of a country, in the same way, here your CV, your resume is a passport to secure a great job. As I told you, resume and CV both are serving the same purpose to submit to an employer to get a job. So now CV, I mean to see here, I will talk about the resume. That resume is usually includes information about your education, career, all these things. The resume, what are the essentials for resume and CV? Now in resume, try limiting resume to one page. This is most important for people with less than 10 years experience. Means resume it's it's a limited. Use no use number use no less than 10 for letter size. Use a readable and clear font. Avoid now this three words you can see. You avoid this type of words. Print resume on a laser jet printer. Now, 10 precautions for resume composition. Spelling errors, poor grammar, you just avoid spelling errors and poor grammar. If you do spelling mistakes in your resume, the employer will get bad impression for you. And at first hand, he will put aside your resume and will not consider resume for your job. So spelling mistakes are, you see that, very dangerous. So you try to you try not to do any error or spelling mistakes, and you also pay attention to grammar. To duty oriented, and these are 10 precautions means you must avoid not to mention too dutiful. Just you expose yourself that there's no any other party more dutiful than you. Don't do like that. Inaccurate dates are none at all. Whatever you mention the dates for your academic career or experience, you must avoid inaccurate dates. That means wrong dates. Number four, inaccurate or missing contact information. Formatting. Now six is functional resumes. Seven, long resume. Just avoid to write down long resumes. Resume must be a shorter than the than your CV, because it's just a summary of your education and life experience. Number eight, long paragraphs. Some people, what happens, that they write paragraphs long in size. So you should not write long paragraphs in your resume. Unqualified candidates. Naturally, whenever you apply for a job, you must look at the qualifications which are required for the candidates. If you are unqualified, you don't have such, you see, the qualification necessary for acquiring the job. If you are not fit, if you are not having the proper qualification, so you cannot apply for you cannot apply for the job. Number 10, personal information unrelated to the job. Sometimes the candidates describe or give the information this and that in that way, in that this way. That information, suppose is not related to the job, so it will be useful. It will be useless, not useful. Sorry, it will be useful for reading, because the employer has already mentioned the required information in his ad. So you just give your personal information according to the requirement of the job, or according to the according to the requirements of the job, as well as for the post that is very necessary. So, but you do not mention the unrelated information. So avoid these 10 things which are just like you see that not useful for your getting career or getting job. Now, if when you go pre-resume business means resume before writing, you have to think, you have to do something before writing your resume, before giving a shape to your resume. First of all, research job information. Job information. Now, if you have seen a job, you try to find out the information regarding the required job. So, you research means you just talk to the concerned people, refer the website of that employer, that company or organization. So, you'll find, you may find some useful information about the job, that what are the specific requirements for that job. So when you come to know about the specific information for that job, then you can do well while you see that before, while giving the interview before the employer. Second thing, desired qualifications, experience, and skills. These are three things very much important. So whatever is desired, whatever the desired qualifications which are prerequisite for your job, and experience and skills. Now these three things, you have to focus on these three things. Then you can, if you feel that you had desired qualifications and experience and skills in your hands, in your pocket, then you can apply gladly with confidence for the job. If the company you are interested it has a website, be sure to uh, check it check it about for their philosophy, values, and any other pertinent information. So, as I told you before this thing, the research job information means you will try to try to get the website of that particular company, then you can get the information about the job. But here, as well as you have to, you have to know about the company, where are you going to join it. So you must have introduction about the company. So check the website of that company and try to come know about the philosophy. What is the philosophy of that company? What is the purpose? What is the aim of the company? Why have they opened this company? So you will know about the values and any other pertinent information, any specific information about the company, so that you become very much familiar to that company, and when you go before the interview committee, you feel comfortable yourself, as you are the part, or you are the member of that company, because you know well about the company, you know well about the, you see that implies hierarchy. Okay, there are director, deputy director, research officers, this and that. and the board of governors. Each and everything about the company is in your mind. Now nothing is new for you, so you are well aware about the company. So when you sit on the chair before the interview committee, you will not feel any hesitation, and वो जो आपकी अजनबियत होगी वो ख़त्म हो जाएगी, और आप बड़े एतमाद के साथ इस तरह बैठेंगे उनके सामने जैसे आप इनको जानते हैं, जैसे नहीं मतलब बिल्कुल आप उनको जानते हैं अच्छी तरह से। अब प्रैक्टिकली पहले आप जानते थे ना, प्री रिज्यूमी बिजनेस ये आपने कर लिया है, पहले पहले आप जानते थे थ्रू उनकी वेबसाइट के जरिए या और जो इंफॉर्मेशन आपने जॉब के लिए लिए, तो सारी चीज़ें आपके जहन में हैं। तो ये है आपका प्री रिज्यूमी बिजनेस, मीन्स यू हैव डन सम बिजनेस, some homework before writing a resume. So तो देखेंगे कि जैसे आप उनकी सारी चीज़ों हैं, तो फिर रिज्यूमी में वो स्टाइल होगा जो वो कुछ आप मेंशन करेंगे जो उस कंपनी को चाहिए। Now time to begin resume. Now, every student is very much interested to write a good resume, to attract, to convince, to inspire the employer to give him job. So first you did, you see that pre-resume business. Now it's time to begin your resume. It's time to write resume. Contact information. Put your name, address, email address, and phone numbers at the very top of your resume. Now, in this lecture, we are discussing the contents of resume, and in second lecture again I'll continue this. You see that lecture, because this lecture can lecture on the resume, and you see that CV we cannot finish in 40 minutes. It needs at least two periods, two more periods to explain in a proper way. So in the second period, in the second lecture, I'll show you you see that sample of resume, sample of CV, and also so in that in the sample of the CV or resume, you will come to know where you can put your name, address, email. But I think it's very common. You might be knowing that your name, your address, email address, and phone numbers at the very top of your resume. Bold your name. Yes. Now you must learn, okay, what things you have to make bold. Suppose your name is very important, and other things which you find important on your part, you may mention all those things just in bold words. Now, what is your objective? Now, pre resume बिजनेस में आपने तो कोशिश की कि what are the objectives of the company, what are the objectives of the job, and now what is your objective? What is your you see that purpose? What are the things you want to perform to join any company? This is your, okay, what is your objective statement? That is Now, this is very important for you to mention your objectives for getting the job in that company or in that organization or in that office. Now, this is your chance to make a strong first impression. Now, the first impression is the last impression. So, you have to write your objective in such a beautiful manner, okay, that creates good impression in the minds of the employer or the interview committee. So it is a chance, it is an opportunity for you to write your objective in resume in an attractive way that may inspire or convince the interview committee to, to consider your resume or to consider you for that job. Second, an objective statement is the first line on your resume after personal information. Now, what is your personal information? First of all, you have to mention you have to mention an objective that we call it objective statement. So after objective statement, now you will go to describe your personal information in detail. Include skills, qualifications, and strengths which are related to the job you are applying for. Use confident tone, but don't be pompous or bold. Be polite, confident, small smiling must be on your face. Your face must, you see that, look confident, look bright, joy, happy. So here you include your skills, very important for the job, and your qualifications and your strengths and other helping things which are related to the job for which you have applied. Now, use a confident tone, but don't be pompous or bold. So, when you write your resume, your words, your sentences show that you are very much confident. But but do not, you see that, expose yourself that you, oh yes, the company or the employer gets the impression that you are showing yourself a great personality of the world, and without you their company cannot run. No, it should not be like that. Yes, you must write something good which show the confidence, which show the confidence. Those lines or those words should show your confidence that you are too much confident. And from your resume, the employer can gather that you have some competence, you have some potentials, you have required, you see that, qualification, required experience and skills to deliver better in his company. Now, objective statements. Avoid being too general. A position utilizing all of my skills, experience, and knowledge. Now, avoid being too general. Means you should not write so long. So you should not use your position as utilizing all your skills, all your experience and knowledge. That cannot be. You see that uh, that cannot be. That cannot show the good impression to the employer. As you are so, you are too general. Means you are too general. You are so general to explain your position that while explaining your position, you have utilized all your skills. Sorry. In fact, I am not well. I am suffering from cough, but that cough does not belong to that virus जिसके लिए हम आजकल बहुत परेशान हैं और इनफैक्ट वायरस तो अपनी जगह पे है मगर वन शुड नॉट बी सो डिप्रेसिव कि उसकी जो वो की मुदाफ़त है वो फेस न कर सके और आदमी बीमार हो जाए तो आप इसको छोड़ें फिर हम इसको डिस्कस करेंगे हो सकते हैं एंड सो सो अपनी जो आपके जो स्किल्स हैं ना वो उसको इस तरह से बढ़ चढ़ के न लिखें कि आपका एक्सपीरियंस और पूरा नॉलेज आप उसको वहाँ भर दें वहाँ कि जस्ट यू make a filled of your experience and knowledge in your resume. Avoid being a journal. Avoid being too general. And one should be limited. Whatever the experience and knowledge is required, वो जो उन्होंने डिमांड किया है कि इतना एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए, इतना नॉलेज चाहिए, ये स्किल्स हो, तो be specific to the requirement of the employer. Avoid being stupid. My goal is to be software engineer, but since I possess no training in software engineering. अब आपने कोई ऐसी चीज के लिए you see that अप्लाई किया है जो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर से कम डिग्री कम पोजीशन की जॉब है अब आपने खुद को इस तरह पेश किया कि यस माय एम ऑफ लाइफ टू गेट सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर बट सिंस I had no training, I had no experience to get software engineering. So that's why I applied to your company to get the lower type of job at your company. No, it should be stupid. Be specific. भाई आपको बड़ी डिग्रियां हैं ये है वो आपको कुछ नहीं मिला अभी you have selected or you have decided yourself to get the job. So be specific to that job. उसमें वो जो required things हैं उनको आप mention करें ना और वो चीज़ उससे परहेज करें जिससे आपकी बेवकूफ़ी नज़र आए कि ये खुद को बड़ा फन खान समझता है और आया है हमारे पास नौकरी लेने के तो इसको आप अवॉइड करें आपने तो डिसाइड कर लिया है ना वो जो बड़े बड़े क्वालिफिकेशन है बहुत बड़ा एक्सपीरियंस है आपको वो तो उसके बुनियाद पे आपने वो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग तो नहीं हासिल की ना अभी अगर आप कंप्यूटर ऑपरेटर या रिसर्च ऑफिसर की पोजीशन पे अप्लाई करें तो आप उसको देखें उसको लेने की कोशिश करें और उसके लिए आप जो है ना अपना एक्सपीरियंस और नॉलेज जो रिक्वायर्ड है ना वो मेंशन करो. So be clear and concise. A position as a software engineering be allowing me to develop my skills and to utilize my services. Yes, आप ये तो लिख सकते हैं ना कि yes, मेरी जो पोजीशन है एज अ सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग वो will help me to develop my skills and to utilize my services. तो वो मैं अपने इस स्किल्स को डेवलप कर सकूंगा और यूटिलाइज कर सकूंगा माय सर्विसेज इन फील्ड ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग. तो इस तरह से जब मैं आई विल बी इन पोजीशन टू यूटिलाइज माय सर्विसेज in the field of software engineering, so I can do better in your company. So इसमें तो आप क्लियर और कंसाइज हो कि मैंने ये लिया है, तो उसके बुनियाद पर जब मैं आपको ज्वाइन करूंगा तो मैं आपके अपने स्किल्स को और तेज कर सकूंगा और मैं आपके कंपनी में बेहतर से बेहतर कारकर्दगी दिखा सकता हूँ. Now, this is education. पहले तो हमने we discussed about experience, skills, and the pre-resume. You see that business. Then after finishing pre-resume business, के उसके बाद now it was time to start your resume, to start to write your resume and all the steps. उसमें objectives आपने बताया. Then you see that objective statement में इस तरह से अवॉइड करते हैं टू बी जनरल, टू जनरल. और फिर उसके बाद आपका नंबर आता है एजुकेशन का. For recent college graduates and students applying for internships, this is an important section. Two things are here. Suppose there are some recent college graduates. Recently you have got graduations from a college or from a university, and but still there are some students. Still there are students, but they are applying for internships. So this is an important section. So education ये जो section है, it's very important. इसमें only include high school if you have not received a higher degree or taken any college courses. So you are applying for internships. Now your resume में आप ये mention कर सकेंगे कि you are high school student and software, or you have experience to operate the computer, you have the experience to do. So उसके बाद जो है number 3 में, until your work experience is more impressive than your education. Oh, yes, this is the main point. As you want to get, you see, the internship in any organization. So you have not, you see, that graduation, or you have not, you see, that such type of education which you can mention in your resume, but you have experience, your work experience. That is more impressive. That is more important than your education, because you are a high school student and you have work experience. If it is more impressive, more important, more inspiring, this category should be the second section in your resume. So first category should be your experience, your work skills, then you can mention education because your experience is more impressive than your education. You are only high school student. Ac- Academic and scientific professionals typically place education before experience on their CVs. जो academicians हैं, बड़े बड़े scientific professionals हैं, तो वो क्या करेंगे कि they will write their education first before their experience on their CVs. CV is course of, you see that CV is, as I told you, course of life. So the academicians जो होते हैं बड़े बड़े scholars जो हैं या scientific professionals हैं या बड़े professors हैं, now they are trying to get better job, so they need to write, you see that they need to write their education first, then they mention their experience. Now here education GPA not necessary but can be helpful. Only use if equal to or higher than 3. You can highlight your major GPA. Include any academic honors. अब अभी अगर आपकी academically you have received some honors, you have received some certificates or other, you see that respects from your appreciation letters from your head of department or head of school or college. So you can include all those things with your resume, or you can mention in your resume. Recent graduates or students still in school should include extracurricular activities, projects, or academic achievements. Recently, suppose you are doing your BS, you have got BS certificate in commerce from the university, so you are fresh graduates. So now you just you need to include extracurricular activities. Now here is importance of extracurricular activities and also projects and academic achievements, because in the final you see that class or semester you 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 have done so many projects. So those projects or academic achievements or other extracurricular activities will help you. So you may mention all these things because you are fresh graduate and you have no working experience. So naturally you have to pay attention to those things which are helpful for you. हाँ, ये यहाँ एजुकेशन हम ख़त्म करते हैं यहाँ अपना लेक्चर, और आइंदा हम देखेंगे कि बका जो the remaining part of this lecture I'll continue next time, and I will also show you the sample of resume, and you see that sample of resume as well as sample of CV, and what is the difference between resume and CV we will try to explain. So now uh, it's the next lecture will be also very informative for you and interesting for you. So now you can go to YouTube and can see my lectures in YouTube. And if any problem, any query, you can contact me through your CR or direct. If you have my number, you can say, you can use that send. any question, any problem on my WhatsApp number. So I hope you have got something about the resume and CV. Next time we will next time we will do something good for you. अल्लाह ताला आपको अपनी हिफाजत और अमान में रखे, आमीन। अपनी दुआओं में याद रखें।